That is President Biden on his way home from Air Force One after wrapping up his wartime visit to Israel. While in Tel Aviv, he weighed in on the hospital blast that killed hundreds, telling reporters Israelis are not to blame. It was a diplomatic trip to show American support for Israel, and many experts say it could also define Mr. Biden's presidency.
The Pentagon is confirming it was a stray terrorist rocket, not an Israeli airstrike, that hit the hospital in Gaza. President Biden was asked why he believed Israel was not responsible.
Data I was shown by my defense department.
As many as 500 people are reported dead in the explosion at the hospital. The Israeli authorities released what they say is an intercepted phone call between two Hamas terrorists after the blast.
شكله من علم بيحكوا إن الشظايا تبعت الصاروخ إنه الشظايا محلية مش زي شظايا هذول تلاقيهم من المقدرة اللي ورا دي بثلاث محط.
This video shows a rocket being launched from Gaza and appearing to flame out. Moments later, the huge blast at the hospital. And this video from a TV station shows a barrage of terrorist rockets being fired at about the same time the hospital was hit.
Upwards of 450 rockets fired from the Gaza Strip have landed in their own territory. They have not made it to Israel. And so this is something that happens regularly.
Israel released satellite photos that they say shows cars in the hospital parking lot burned by rocket fuel. More evidence it was not an Israeli airstrike, which would have left a giant crater.
What we're seeing is the lines of several rockets coming from a launcher. One of those rockets came out, lost its engine, lost its forward propulsion, and just dropped out of the sky.
It appears as though it was done by the other team.
But despite all the evidence, the tragedy is a propaganda bonanza for the terrorists. Israel is being blamed across the Arab world, and there were angry protests in Jordan, at the American embassy in Beirut, in the West Bank, and elsewhere.
There is no way under any circumstance, whether they did it or not, that Hamas is going to say they made a mistake. They're going to blame Israel.
In Tel Aviv, Biden met Israeli-American first responders who helped to tend to the wounded after the Hamas attacks. Before ending his trip, the president reaffirmed U.S. support for Israel.
Since this terrorist attack took place, we've seen it described as Israel's 9/11. But for a nation the size of Israel, it was like 15 9/11s.